Hi, everybody. The moment of conception begins the first half of the bookend of your life. After your parents are done making sweet, beautiful love, 9 months later, you emerge from the womb. I realized then that I was on rappel, wrapped down, said goodbye, Mom, cut myself loose, and started writing the story of my life. I was born into a large family. Susan, Sean, Kimberly, Kevin, Timmy, Tommy, and Billy, yet to meet sperm and egg. And I realized that, Mom, why did you never change the water? We weren't that poor. One of my earliest jobs was as an altar boy, and it was also my earliest firing. No, it wasn't because I wouldn't put out. I was a dutiful Catholic. It was because I was late, and God hates tardiness. It was then that I realized that there was something else for me, and it was to take a bus ride out west and find not only the wilderness of the mind, but also the wilderness of the heart. It was there that I discovered I could choose a new family to become a part of. It was also there that I found climbing. This would begin an obsession for the next 20 years of my life. I would only climb. I am so egocentric, I will crush the mountain. Look at my muscles. I am so bold. I also realized that you don't have to turn the fear off as much as you need to tune it in. I became a professional climber then and started to travel the world sharing my stories. I realized, though, that there was something missing. I couldn't connect with my audience. It must be something like weird, and I mean really weird. I discovered that humor was missing from my climbing, and laughter was missing, and that through being an individual who could reach out and connect people and make them laugh, they didn't give a shit about the mountain. They cared about me and what I was doing. It was also then that I realized I've always been an unconventional being, climbing bridges and buildings, climbing tombstones and lampposts. And then I figured out, wait, I'm more defiant than compliant. I'm more prone to ask for forgiveness than permission. It was then that I got the call you never want. Hi, Mom. It's your brother, Sean. He's paralyzed from the waist down. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and the news was something I didn't want, so instead of pushing away, I immersed into it and invited him into my climbing world. Through crisis comes opportunity. Sean is an unconventional being as well. In fact, he's the only one who has a card for the LCAP library. In fact, he holds the only book, and it's a book by Bertrand Russell. He's a total madman. And climbing with him introduced me to other high-level adaptive athletes, like Willie Stewart. Willie Stewart lost almost his entire arm in an accident with farming. What is the lesson? Do not farm. Willie says things like this: nothing will stop me. I am indomitable. You will never... Climbing with people like Sean and paddling with Willie taught me that life isn't over after suffering a debilitating accident. It just begins again in a new way. Climbing with people like Willie and Sean also introduced me to other individuals. Climbing has always been a portal to excellence in my life. I met Dr. Jeff Tabin, a leading ophthalmologist who's delivering eye care in the developing world, and he likes to climb wearing a diaper. It's really weird. Working with Jeff taught me also that through the surgeries I was finally able to do by becoming an ophthalmic tech, that my life did not end at my mouth, but extended all the way to my fingertips. This was an incredible realization because then I could own every part of myself. I met DJ Skelton, who today is celebrating his Alive Day after 9 years of suffering a horrible injury in the Iraq War. He invited me to come to Washington, D.C. to take part in an adaptive climbing clinic. I went. I met a man named David Nicholson. David Nicholson lost his legs in that same war, and he told me 3 things. Every day I wake up and think, how can I challenge myself? Life is not a spectator sport, and I don't only look for the silver linings in life, I create them. Through the negative comes the positive. I met Marissa, and she gave me an incredible gift that day, unexpected. She was above me climbing, I was belaying her, and she said, my leg is loosening. It's coming off. And I looked up and said, what? And as her leg fell down, instead of yelling rock for the first time ever, I was able to yell, leg! 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 This is my brother Sean, now leading rock. I lead an adaptive organization. Sean can now roll up to a crag, lead a pitch, wrap down, and put a beginner on belay and say, let me teach you. My life is a karmic boomerang. I throw it out with deliberation and touch the world with goodness, peace, kindness, and ecstasy. And in return, it comes into my hand and powers my life with a positive Ponzi scheme of love. The other side of your life is held up by the bookend of death. Make no mistake, meaning is found within ourselves and found in the connections we make in this room and with this world, with humanity. My final breath will sound like, this has been an amazing life. Thank you.